So, yeah, what was it you were just saying? We're live, Auburn Medical Group being represented by Dr. Mark Vaughan on a live little show that we're putting out here on a Wednesday evening. And I'm setting up the little tripod here to put the phone on until you guys join us. This was recorded live, so it may seem a little funny and disconnected, and I may be talking to people that you don't see. People are participating in a live event. And you can also find live events by being a subscriber to the Auburn Medical Group and using the little icon that looks like a bell to set up notifications. And we already have people joining us. We have Stacy May who says hi and asking how I am. Doing great. Just got back from watching Ocean's 8, so I thought I'd give away lots of spoilers and talk about anything related to medicine that was on it, because there was a little something, and we can talk about that, and maybe you guys will even bring up the question. We also have Marsha Baum who's saying hello. Hello. Again, this is being put out live, so people are communicating to me with the chat, which you can actually see now after the live production. It used to be you couldn't see it, and you wondered, well, what is he responding to? What's he reading? But now you can see it. So Stacy is saying goodbye to sleep time. I guess it is kind of late in most of the country, but just after 9 o'clock here. So being on the West Coast, we get to stay up a little bit later here. And in addition to talking about Ocean's 8 this evening, and whatever happens to be of interest to me that you guys bring up, we'll also talk about Madison Woman, because many of you are aware that that's a program that we've been filming. And we have a two-part pilot. The first part was released last week on Vimeo On Demand. And the next part, part 2 of the pilot, will be released this Friday on Vimeo On Demand. There probably isn't a link in the description just right now. I should go back and put one in afterward on making this. But certainly if you look at some of my older videos on Madison Woman, you'll be able to find links that will take you to be able to watch that. So we've got Marsha and May. I was going to say Marsha and May. Marsha and Stacy May. So they're a part of this, and also I would expect that we'd probably see some of our other people that we know from further back and who have helped. We see your arm there. Further back and who have helped with actually making, both through Patreon and Kickstarter, Madison Woman, and these videos too, for that matter. And who knows, we may even get a special guest appearance at some point during this evening's live video stream. That would be pretty cool if we did. It could happen. We may actually get one. Let me look and see. No, I don't even think that the guest is aware that we're doing a live video that they've participated in before. But we'll see. Yeah, they're completely unaware. I think they're watching YouTube. So I'll go ahead and jump into the discussion of Ocean's 8. I don't know if Marsha and Stacy have seen it, but okay, let's try not to give away spoilers too much. Let's just say, well, okay, it's a little spoiler. Little. That big. Spoiler. Are you laughing at my little spoiler?
Yes, because you always really dislike spoilers.
She's laughing because I very much dislike spoilers. I mean, somebody starts talking about a movie, I cover my ears and I say, because, and my friend Larry has seen me do that when he's talked about it, especially when he's talking about Three Billboards. Okay, BooBoo's here. BooBoo says she's never seen it. Okay, we'll spoil it for you, BooBoo. The medicine of Ocean's 8. There's really one main thing. I won't give away too much. Because from the time you see the black liquid till you see what it does, it's very short. Very short. See, only about that long. It's only as long as you can get on the screen. Okay, the black liquid. What is the black liquid? I don't know. It is supposed to be an emetic, something that makes you throw up. So I did ruin a little bit of the movie for some people there. Makes you throw up. An emetic. Not an antiemetic, but an emetic. Makes you throw up. And it was a black liquid. Well, when I think of emetics, I think of one that used to be used in case of poisoning, and everybody was told to have it in their medicine cabinet. Ipecac. Yeah, BooBoo got it right when I said it. It showed up. Yes. That was in the old days. Old days. People old like BooBoo and myself remember ipecac being a thing that they told you to have. No longer the case. We don't want people having ipecac in their homes. We don't want people using it in case of poisonings. There's very poor literature to support the use of ipecac. There is literature to support not using it, that it's not helpful, that it may even be dangerous. Ipecac being an emetic makes people throw up. And so actually that'd be true for any emetic, that we don't want you to use it in the case of a poisoning. It just doesn't do that well. It takes a while for it to take effect, not as fast as what we saw in the movie. And you have to take more than that. So maybe they were just having a real or fictitious emetic that works really quickly with small quantities. And I'm sure there probably are some things that work for that. BooBoo Kitty wants to know because of bulimia. No, although that's not helpful either. Bulimia nervosa being where people will make themselves vomit in order to keep a smaller body in their distorted view of their body when they're eating. So they can still eat and enjoy eating food, but not have the effect of it causing them to gain weight. And we won't get into that too much more. So the ipecac, why don't we want it? Well, we don't want it with super corrosive agents like acids and alkali, because then you're just bringing that stuff back up to cause even more injury to the esophagus and throat and compromise the airway potentially. And that's true of a number of things that you're bringing up. There's potential for airway compromise. BooBoo Kitty, what did the Romans use in their Pucataries? I do not know. Maybe it was ipecac. I don't know. Or maybe they just did mechanical gagging to bring it up. Gross practice though, no? And I enjoy eating, and I enjoy eating food, used to more so. I enjoy food that wasn't the healthiest, and yeah, I kind of miss it sometimes. Speaking of which, went to Studio Movie Grill and ordered, well, that wasn't really healthy, was it? I was going to say the fish and chips instead of the hamburger. Yeah, maybe it's better. Had French fries. That's not the healthiest. I encourage people not to have fried foods. I encourage people not to have potatoes in general. French fries, just not a whole lot of, yeah. Doritos and Oreos, yes, BooBoo, thank you for bringing that back. I will say on Father's Day, when we really indulged at the Griddle on Sunset Boulevard, which is only a 6.5 hour drive, by the way, for me, that we did have pancakes. And we did have 2 orders of pancakes among the 6 of us, and we only got halfway through it. They're big pancakes there, if anybody knows the Griddle on Sunset. That's a pretty cool place. And with this time, we only had to wait 1 hour and 20 minutes. So out on the sidewalk. That's not the worst, I guess, we've ever done. Going back to ipecac. Oh, why are we not using ipecac? Why are we not recommending it? Well, corrosives, certainly the alkalis and the acids, the cleaners, the what's it called? Drano, things like that. You don't want that coming back up a second time. You just want to dilute it. And usually the poison control's recommendation is going to be to use, and it depends on what the substance is, so you have to call them each time. But generally the recommendation for most things, except for the exceptions, they're going to tell you to use activated charcoal. Take the charcoal, and it's an adsorbent, so it grabs the bad, whatever it is you swallowed, and carries it out the other side. And oftentimes the charcoal has sorbitol with it, a sugar that causes diarrhea, so it helps to speed the transit and to pull liquid from the body into the gut to help to irrigate it that way. For some things, we'll just go ahead and irrigate, what they call whole bowel irrigation, WBI. Just put a tube down into the person's stomach, an NG tube, and pump the fluid through and just have it come out the other side till it's clear. So BooBoo Kitty wants to know, everybody take note that Dr. Vaughan made a video of how to pan deep fry ball nuggets. Great video. That is true. I will not deny that we took well, they're not Rocky Mountain oysters because they're from cows, so I don't know what the term is for them. But they were the testicles of young cows when they turn them into steers. And they, we prepared them and fried them and ate them on a video. I think that was on my personal channel. I don't think that was on the Auburn Medical Group channel, though. And then we also showed Marge, the patient who brought them, as she's cutting them up and talking about how to prepare them. Marge, I get a kick out of her every time I see her, and I try to share her with the Auburn Medical Group audience because she likes the attention and she's funny. That was back in Vlogtober of 2017, where you can see that. Yes, we did a lot of stuff that month. Tuber hose for the WBI, asking for a friend. It's a tube. No, it's a tube. It feels like a hose when it's going through your nose. It's small enough it can fit through a nostril. How's that? Is that an 18 French? I don't remember those French sizes. For some reason, I got through medical school and residency never understanding or having a feel at all for what is 16 French, 14 French, 18 French. I don't even know if the bigger number is the larger size or the smaller. Like 18 gauge and 16 gauge, 14 gauge. The smaller number is the bigger size. I don't know. Urologists, they know. They'll tell you. And nurses who work with urology, they'll be able to tell you, or put in a lot of Foley catheters, they'll be able to tell you that sort of thing. Okay, back to BooBoo talking about Vlogtober and asking about the hose. And BooBoo received something this week or last week. Maybe you'd like to share that with everybody. Perhaps tubing for tapping maple trees would work. And just keep it running instead of the tap. Well, the tap would keep running, right? I guess. I've never tapped a maple tree. So we don't have a whole lot of that going on in our part of the country. They grow other things here. I'll show you something they grow. Here. Aloe vera must be like the hardest plant to kill because it's the only one that's survived to the point that we still have them. That one's not bad. Not too bad. It's a little brown on some parts, but not a whole lot of care going into the plants. And the aloe vera, they just keep growing. We got one that's just got it all over. Here, I'll show you. Just everywhere. Aloe vera, more than you could ever want. There, look at that. Yeah, it's going to be transplanted someday. That's in the plans. Yeah, that comes after, I don't know, getting 4 kids through college. I received an autographed copy of Madison Woman's script. It's awesome. Yes, you did. I autographed that. I thought that would, who knows? If it takes off, maybe increase the value of it. I don't know, maybe it decreases the value because it's not pristine anymore. Only one of the authors, or one of the screenwriters signed it. Didn't get Brandon to sign it. Sorry about that. Don't see Brandon around the office a whole lot, but he did come by and visit that one day and ended up being actually in the second scene there where you're taking the tour through the office. Brandon, my co-writer, is the guy who is the medical assistant who brings in Mrs. Hayworth. For those of you who have actually watched Madison Woman, the first part of the pilot, that is the writer who's saying, I think he just says Mrs. Hayworth and then takes her back. And then BooBoo says, a medicinal plant in a doctor's house. Oh, yeah. Aloe vera, medicinal plant. Okay, we got a new person here. Erica Lima says, hi, I'm Erica Lima from Brazil. I really like your videos. Sorry, my English is not so fluent and I cannot keep up. I'm sorry, I'm talking fast. I get excited when I'm on camera. You have all my respect as a professional doctor. Well, thank you, Erica. We are so glad to have you here. And if I could speak in Portuguese, I'd say something nice in Portuguese. You understand Spanish, so I'll say muy bueno. Most people that speak Portuguese understand Spanish fairly well. Still a valuable item. Erica, I always succeed. I'm a fan of Brazilian hugs. Brazilian hug. There you go. Oh, Dr. Gwain's out here. What other medicinal plants do you have? Oh, brother. BooBoo. Dr. Delicious. Oh, yeah, because you saw Dr. Gwain's here. Secrets? I just showed you all the plants. It's a bunch of aloe vera because you can't kill it. That's the medicinal plants. And then there's a watermelon and some apricots. They're from plants too. Oh, I don't know what this plant is. Oh, it's a succulent. Here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a succulent over here. It's not mine. I don't even know where it came from. There. See the little cute succulent inside of an egg? There it is. Back from Nebraska. Oh, now he's bringing up something. Yes, in Nebraska, they do a very poor job of controlling the cannabis that grows in the ditches, and so I've taken pictures of that before. But apparently, it's no good for medicinal use because nobody's using it. It just grows like a weed. BooBoo Kitty says, want to bet you can't kill an aloe vera? Give it to me. Okay, maybe it can be done. But most of our plant from neglect. Sorry. Okay, you guys want it, so I'm going to show it to you. We need to talk about the post this week. Oh, I know. And we're not going to next week either because it's like either your anniversary or your birthday or hens and chickens. Okay, you guys ready? We're going to go on a little field trip here. Some of you might like what you're going to see. I know BooBoo will. It was one suggested by BooBoo Kitty. Okay, you guys ready for this? Let me turn the camera here. You ready? It's going to be a surprise. You guys are going to love this.
Oh, yeah.
Here it goes. You ready? Let me turn the mic. When I turn the camera around.
Hey, everyone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the shower girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So
6
close.
of the
Math
shower
is hard.
Which one of you had a head on your shoulder when I was counting earlier? Oh,
We all have heads on our
Anyang over by the window, but it's so dark there that they can't see her. It's just, all they can tell is that there's a bunch of people on a really long couch watching
6 girls, 1
YouTube
couch.
videos. Thank you, everybody.
Love all our fans.
BooBoo says hi.
Oh, baby, I miss you.
Okay, so we actually do keep the shower girls in safekeeping. They're allowed to leave her yard at 3 o'clock in the afternoon for a little bit. So, plug the mic back in. And we will get back to doing some Monday afternoon videos, although we're trying to schedule one of the Monday afternoons to make a podcast for Auburn Medical Group podcast, because we haven't done one of those in a long time, and we'd like to get the message out about the Madison Woman movie there, because BooBoo invested so much in it. We really need to get people to be aware of it. So, and if you guys can tell people, that'd be great too. The shower girls are collectible. There's a collection. Apparently they come in 6. I thought it was 7, but I guess it's 6. So thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, Dr. Mark Vaughan telling all of you to stay in good health.